Hello there, good day to you wherever you're watching us from. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Fumilola Oladokun. You're welcome to another series of food safety basics, what you need to know. And thank you for the likes, for the comment on our previous series. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for the comment. Keep the comment coming. If you have not watched it, you can go back and check our previous videos on food safety basics, what you need to know. And today we'll be talking about something very simple and also sensitive that you need to know with respect to food safety. And that is what? Cross-contamination. What exactly is cross-contamination? Cross-contamination, and we'll talk about cross-contamination and the cross-contamination types and how we can prevent cross-contamination. So follow me as we start today. What exactly is cross-contamination? Is the transfer of bacteria or other forms of microorganisms from one substance to another. And in this respect, we are looking at our food. So transfer of bacteria from a source to our food. And today we will look at the three basic cross-contamination routes that we need to be conscious of, take recognizance of, and we need to guard against it jealously as food handlers. Because in our previous channel, we mentioned that every one of us is a food handler and a food consumer. You don't have to be working in the food making industry to be a food handler, because all of us cook and we eat. So all of us are food handlers and food consumer. So we'll be talking about the three basic cross-contamination routes. And what the first one is direct cross-contamination. The second is indirect cross-contamination. And the third one is drip contamination. So what exactly is this direct, indirect, and drip, and how can we guard against? And so the direct cross-contamination, in the sense that you bring your ready-to-eat food. We remember we talked about the 4 types of food in our previous series, and we talked about ready-to-eat food as the food that has been cooked and is ready to eat, like your cooked rice, your cooked meat, your the fried meat, your snacks, your burgers, and all that. Those are the ready-to-eat food that we are talking about. And so when we bring the raw food close to the ready-to-eat food, and we allow, directly or indirectly, allow the juice from the raw food to get into the ready-to-eat food, that is the direct cross-contamination. And sometimes probably we go to the mall or the market to purchase the ready-to-eat food, and also we also buy the raw food, and we put them together in the same container. Sometimes the juice from the raw food also can get into the ready-to-eat food. So that is the direct cross-contamination. And so the indirect cross-contamination is when we have used a particular food processing table or the chopping board to prepare the raw food. And we also use the same chopping board. Probably we cleaned it or we didn't clean it very well. Sometimes the juice from the raw food some of the bacteria, if we didn't clean it well, can get into the ready-to-eat food. Like, for example, you prepare your raw chicken on the chopping board, and because you were in the hurry, you quickly clean the chopping board to cut your bread for your sandwich, also on the same chopping board, or you didn't clean the knife very well and you use the same knife to cut the bread. So in that process, you will have transferred the bacteria from the raw chicken to your bread. So that is what we call the indirect cross-contamination, using the same surface, using the same equipment to and to prepare that we use to prepare the raw food, to prepare the ready to eat food. And so the last one, which is the drip cross contamination, is when we store raw food above our ready to eat food, and the raw food, the juice from the raw food get drips onto the ready to eat food. That is what we call drip contamination. So the three cross contamination: the direct, the indirect, and the drip cross contamination. And how do we prevent these three? How do we prevent this bacteria or microorganism from moving from the raw food to our ready to eat food? And so we can prevent this cross contamination process by improved personal hygiene. Improved personal hygiene in the sense that when we have used a particular equipment, a chopping board, to prepare our raw food, we also quickly clean it and clean it appropriately. But most times under standard, we as food safety professional or food safety specialist, we advise that we separate the chopping boards. You have the chopping board separate for the raw food, and you have a separate chopping board for the ready to eat food, or the ready to eat vegetables or fruits, so that you can use the different chopping boards to do that, so that you be sure that you are preventing cross contamination. And also we also talk about proper storage of the ready food to eat food, and also the raw food with proper covering. And basically most of our chillers are designed in a way that the freezer compartment is up the chiller or the freezer. And so in that process, where we don't have anything we can do to the design of our chiller, we can make sure that all the things that we put inside the fridge or the chiller are properly covered and properly stored, so that drips from the juice from the raw food does not get into the raw food or ready to eat raw food as well. And also we can also prevent this cross contamination by effective information. Information is key. Like I'm giving you the information right now, so you'll be aware. And also people who are with you, and information through labeling, proper labeling of all this food inside the chiller or inside the fridge, as the case may be, will also be important, so that they will know what exactly is in the raw food and also in the ready to eat food. And also contamination is something that we need to guard against with respect to having our safe food. So with this, we end this series today. We'll see ourselves in the next series. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, to comment, to also share to your friends about the food safety basics, what you need to know with Fumilola Oladoko. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.